Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. We are in basically dead stop traffic on the I-40 in Tennessee right now. Good morning. We are in dead stop traffic on the I-40, the I-40 going eastbound in Tennessee right now. I am going the high speed of 1 mile an hour at the moment. Don't be jealous. I am getting more than my fair share these past few days. I was stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic in Oklahoma City on Sunday night. This is pretty bad, and I think it's going to last a while, to be honest. I have a feeling this is going to be a nice, long while. Sucks because I was going to leave earlier, and I would have missed this. I know everyone's jealous of me, but you know, we all can't live such glamorous lives as I do. You know, just, I mean, it's too bad. It's too bad for you guys. It's too bad. It looks bad, man. I think it might be. I think we might be here for a while. Yeah. This is, yeah. Yeah, this is gonna be bad, man. I was in dead stop traffic in Oklahoma City on Sunday night for 2 hours.
For real?
Yeah.
I hope not this.
See you later, man. It's a FedEx intermodal trucker. Just talking to me. We're good. I see the lights. this should be clearing up now. This should be clearing up now. The accident is just ahead. You guys are, I just realized I just said FedEx intermodal driver. Most of you, if not all of you, probably don't know what the hell that is. So an intermodal truck driver is one of the guys that transports the shipping containers that are on cargo ships and then on rail lines. So they will take those from ports to docks all around the U.S., and then they will take those from the rail yard depots as well to business docks. Look at this greedy bitch in the Western Star. Dude, get back there. Can't let everyone in. Get back there. I'll let a few people in. Get back there, bitch. Damn, son! Alright, the accident's coming up here on the right, and honestly, I think I might turn off the stream so I can record a short. Because no one's gonna watch this later. Sorry guys, you might have to tune in for the short that I post later, because like I said, no one rewatches these streams. Like I think like 4 or 5 people rewatch these streams, so it's like an insignificant amount. So this is the intermodal guy I was talking about. So this guy will pick up from ports to business, and then from rail yards to businesses. And so the ports, the containers at ports are either put directly on a train from the port, or taken from the port and put on a train, or taken from a port and brought to a business, and this is one of the truck drivers that will do that kind of work. As you can see, the container on his flatbed. Or on his trailer. That's not a flatbed. It's a specialized trailer for to place a container upon. Ooh, okay. I can see some tire marks up ahead. I really might end this stream. I think I'm going to end the stream to get this properly. Because like I said, no one watches these streams after the fact. How far away? Yeah, it's come. Ooh, it is bad, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna in like 20 seconds. I'm gonna end this so I can get the full accident scene. It is bad. Someone had a bad morning. Alright guys, I'm sorry to be the killjoy there, but like I said, no one watches these streams over. So I did record that whole accident scene. It was pretty gruesome. There was a truck up on the guardrail, smashed by another truck that was on top of him, and I will upload that this afternoon on Shorts. So you guys will see it then. This is the post-accident clean, free highway. Always fun to drive on, sometimes dangerous to drive on. There's actually a lot of accidents that occur after an accident scene because everyone gets crazy because they've been going like 2 miles an hour for like forever, and then they go crazy and then they crash. I have seen a crash, a really hard, like I've seen a death after, like way after, not way after an accident scene. I've seen a death like a mile and a half after an accident scene. In upstate New York, I was driving. We had just gotten through an accident scene. I was actually still in the left lane because, like, to clear the right lane, it was just like this accident that was in the right lane. And two cars touched each other at a high rate of speed, probably 75, 80 miles an hour. The car that touched the rear bumper of the car that was slightly in front proceeded to flip completely over and land on its head, or on the top of it. The top of his car collided with the road and slid into the median. I do not have that on film, but yeah, that was pretty crazy. I was able to avoid that somehow and drive on. Like I said, I will upload the accident scene later on Shorts. It's just better for viewing. Even with this title of this stream, not that many people would watch it. It's just a thing. Not that many people watch streams over, which I get. I don't watch streams over myself, so I get it. I am happy that traffic didn't last too long, because I only have tank of fuel left, I would have been fine. I would have been fine for at least, like, I don't know, 2 hours of going 2 miles an hour, probably a little more. I didn't stop this morning because I just wanted to get some miles in before I got fuel. And the truck stop I stayed at last night was an independent, and I cannot buy fuel there. I wouldn't probably buy fuel there anyway, but yeah. I haven't paid for my own fuel in a couple years now. I used to, like, bargain hunt for the cheapest fuel because I paid for my own fuel. Now that's not the case, so I just go to a few different big chain truck stops like Pilot or Love's. That accident scene was wild, though, guys. That accident scene was absolutely wild, and I will post it later. I'm not trying to tease you, but I will post it later. There was at least 30 cops on scene, at least.
Please reduce speed.
At least 30 cops on scene. So this is the I-40. We are going eastbound in Tennessee. We are headed to Pennsylvania. We are about 900 miles or so away from my final destination in Pennsylvania. I will not be getting there tonight. I will be getting there sometime tomorrow in the evening. And it will only be the evening because I'm going to stop at a special truck stop so that I can hike on the Appalachian Trail tomorrow morning. I'll be hiking on the Appalachian Trail at like 3 or 4 in the morning tomorrow for about 8, 9, 10 miles. And then I will be getting in my truck and going to Pennsylvania. Yes, I get to hike on the Appalachian Trail sometimes while driving a truck, which is awesome. I found some special spots to park along the Appalachian Trail that I have easy access to the trail, and it's fantastic, obviously. It's freaking fantastic that I'm able to hike the trail while working on the truck. It's a bit foggy this morning. I don't know if that contributed to the accident that we just passed by. I'm not sure. I'm just guessing they were a little nervy, etc. about what was going on, and I'm trying to get to wherever they were going, and someone made a mistake or someone was on their phone, and bam. But I will definitely upload it later, and you guys will see exactly what happened. do me a favor, guys, and find that thumbs up button and hit it hard for me. It just ensures that I will continue making content, and especially these streams. We are 100 miles away from Nashville, Tennessee. This is that FedEx intermodal guy that I was talking to right before the accident on stream. We're about to pass him right now. a cheeseburger for dinner, and I had some tater tots, but the tater tots weren't that good. They definitely were not as good as Napoleon's. Definitely not worth saving in your pants pocket. I forgot to mention, we are heavy this morning. We are weighing in at about 79,490 pounds. I guess that was a pretty specific number. Yeah, we were 79,490 pounds, so almost exactly at the legal limit for this truck, which is 80,000 pounds or 40 tons of fun. I wonder if these are the conditions for that accident. This is fairly low visibility. Okay, it's getting a little better right now. So it looks, so the visibility for me is I will say the visibility for me is thicker than what you can see on the camera. It's a bit thicker. She thick. She thick with 2 C's, guys. She is thick with 2 C's. Tell you what, she a thick girl. She a thick girl. Yeah, these conditions like this are ripe for an accident. Not a lot of people are used to driving in fog. Maybe if you're from the area, you're used to driving in it, but if you got like some outer towners, some outer staters, some tourists, etc., driving in these conditions that have never driven in fog, that makes this kind of stuff ripe for accidents. And that might be what happened with the accident that I passed just a little while ago. It was probably a combination of someone trying to get to work, someone trying to drop their goods at a business, someone on their phone, someone a little hungover. Hopefully no one in that accident was drunk or high on any kind of substance. Wow, this fog is thick. Like I said, it is thicker for me than it looks on the camera, which is interesting. Because usually I feel like under a lot of conditions, it's the other way around. There is a truck about 200 meters ahead of me. I just know because I know he's there, and I cannot see him. I did use meters, but I am American. I think that's the runner in me. I used to run track, so maybe that's what that is. Yards, 200 yards. I'm so sorry for saying meters. 200 yards. I did live in Boston at one point, well, in one of the little towns around Boston, which is basically Boston. I lived in Brookline, Massachusetts, which is pretty much Boston. It's right next to Boston. The Boston Marathon goes right through the center of Brookline. Kennedys actually have a home in Brookline, and some of them grew up in Brookline, Massachusetts. So I lived right there. It's right next to Boston College. So I lived like a few blocks away from, I don't know, but more than a few blocks away from Boston College, but pretty close. I could walk there if I wanted. Not anywhere near Harvard. Not anywhere near Harvard. Sorry to say, not anywhere near the beautiful girls of Harvard. The beautiful rich girls of Harvard, not anywhere near it. Now I'm going Irish. I'm sorry. I mean, I guess Boston is kind of Irish, but my Boston accent like changed to Irish. I apologize heartily for that. I haven't practiced my accents in a while. Yo, what up, Joan? How you doing? What are you doing? Are you working? Are you lounging? Are you at the beach? Are you in the mountains? Are you having a coffee, a tea, a smoke, and a joke? What are you doing? This fog is heavy. I'm gonna slow it down. Wow, we're going 71 right now. That's way too fast for this. See, there's a car. I didn't see him until, yeah, I saw him way later than I should have seen him. And there's someone on the ground. Wow, there's someone on the ground next to that car fixing it. And I didn't see that car. I saw that car way too late, in my opinion. This fog is bad. That guy better be careful. I mean, honestly, he might not have roadside service, but being on the ground like that in this kind of fog, the fact that I'm scanning the road like constantly looking for stuff like that, and if I didn't see him till late, some joker who is not an experienced driver might not see him at all and might run right over the side of him. That was bad. That was bad. What up, Peter? Oh, thanks you. Thank you for that comment, Peter. Thank you. It is, what is it, 7:45 or 7:45 in the morning here. So that means it's like 1:45 in the afternoon or 13:45 in the afternoon, right? In Poland? Or is Poland on GMT? I have no idea. I'm sorry that I don't know. The only European time zone that I'm sure of is GMT. And even I get that wrong sometimes, since I know it changes between a 5 and 6 hour difference from the EST, from the Eastern Standard Time in the United States. Fog is thick. Yeah, I'm gonna slow it down even further. I'm going 62 miles an hour right now, which is basically actually almost exactly 100 kilometers an hour. So for all those watching from Europe or other places that use the kilometer standard, I am going 100 kilometers an hour right now, or 62 miles an hour. What up, my Irish brother? I am half Irish, from Limerick and Belfast. What is up? Obviously, my family came to the U.S. a long, long time ago, but I am half Irish. The rest is basically Spanish and German with a few other things mixed in. Yep. Thank you. Where are you from in Ireland? We are on the I-40 eastbound. LaVale. We are on the I-40 eastbound in Tennessee right now. There was a massive accident a little while ago. I yeeted myself out of the stream for a second just so I could. Yeah, I noticed that the stream went out and I had to click back in, and I was talking. I don't know where I was. I was just talking about the causes of the probable causes of that accident. Maybe the fog played a role. I'm not sure. When I drove through the area, there was no fog there, but that doesn't mean there wasn't fog there when the accident happened. Though I'm pretty sure the accident happened pretty close to me being in the area, but there was still a good amount of time until I got there because traffic backed up extremely quickly. Now that I think of it, it probably happened a little earlier than I just said, because there was about 30 cops or more on scene by the time I got there, and I only saw a couple cop cars pass by. Obviously the cop cars could have come from both directions, so I wouldn't have seen all of them, but I think it happened a little earlier than I first thought. So we're coming off this mountaintop, so the fog is clearing up, which is nice. Though maybe not for you guys. I'm sure some of you guys are watching because of the foggy conditions. No snow yet. At least not here. I know that one of my trucking friends told me that I was headed into the snow in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure how true that is now. He told me that yesterday. I don't know if it's snowing in Pennsylvania or there's still snow on the ground. I will be checking that tomorrow morning. I'm not gonna get anywhere until tomorrow morning when I have to check on whether there's snow or not. I've been driving for a while already today, and I've only gone about 100 miles, and that is because I was in that traffic for so long this morning. I should have gone probably 140 to 150 miles by now, if not a little more. So that sucks. But I mean, the guys that got in an accident, or the girl and the guy, or the girls that got in an accident together this morning, they had a much worse day than me, so I'm not going to cry about it. Looks like there's some connection problems, the weather conditions, and probably the fact that I am entering the Appalachian Mountains. I'm on the western edge of the Appalachian Mountains right now. Like this, yeah, I'm on like the direct southwest edge of the Appalachian Mountains. Actually, they go a little more south than this, so I would just say western edge. I wouldn't mind a little rain right now. This windshield is a mess. I was at one of the crappiest truck stops you could find last night. So cleaning the windshield there, I mean, besides like with my own methods, would have been pretty impossible. They didn't even have buckets out. I did eat there though. For some reason, I thought it was safe to eat, but it was a hole in the wall truck stop. Sometimes those are good. Sometimes they get a little weird, but sometimes they're good. My waitress was a sweetheart, and then one of the maintenance workers was like sitting in the eating area too, and he was cool. 22 years, huh? Wow. Yeah, it definitely gets addicting. I am quote-unquote trying to get off the truck right now. I make really good money, one. And two, like, I'm not sure I want to learn something else right now that I'm going to leave in a couple years anyway. There's a couple things I really want to do. That would be like lifetime careers. Yeah, I have to do another job before I even find my problem right now. I have been out here over the road for almost exactly 4 years. So on Christmas, it'll be 4 years. I left my home in Colorado on Christmas, the night, I was going to say Christmas Eve, like the eve of Christmas, not Christmas Eve. So on Christmas at about 9:45 p.m., I left my home in Colorado and drove my Jeep to Missoula, Montana. And that's where my first company was. That's where I trained to be a truck driver in Missoula, Montana. So suffice to say, I have a lot of winter driving experience. I'm not saying I'm the best at it, but I have a lot of winter driving experience. And a lot of that, all of that in the beginning was done in the Rockies. Hey Jeff, so we're in Tennessee right now on the I-40 going eastbound. We are, I would say, probably about 60 miles west of Nashville, Tennessee right now on the I-40. Little boring. I'm having a good morning besides having to wait in that traffic for that accident. Obviously, I don't like seeing accidents, but that was a gruesome accident, and I will be uploading it later. It was pretty bad. I'm not sure if it's the worst accident I've ever seen, but it's in the top 3, which is saying something. After Nashville, the I-40 actually gets kind of fun. It really starts to head into the Appalachians, and the roads are varying grades and a lot of twists and turns. fat today. We were pretty heavy. We're weighing in at around 79,490 pounds fully fueled. We're a bit lighter than that now since I have a little less than a quarter tank of fuel left at the moment. Thanks, Jeff. Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad I wasn't in the accident either. Rates are getting better at the moment. There's an even greater lack of truckers on the road right now than there was a few months ago, so rates are getting better. And it seems like demand is going higher at the moment, too. A couple months ago, there were some truck stops that were just empty on days they would be full. Now, truck stops are really filling up again. I'm guessing a lot of that is due to the holidays. But a few months ago, there was truck stops were empty, which was very odd to see. Out of coffee, almost out of water, almost out of fuel, and out of food. I need to stop soon. I haven't made it to a Walmart or a Target in like more than a week now. I've just been running so hard, and whenever I have a chance to rest, I just want to rest, and yeah, I did spend like 17 hours at a truck stop the other day because of a delay, but the truck stop was like 30 miles from the nearest Walmart or the nearest Target, and I didn't feel like spending my time driving there. So I have no food. I think I have 2 packets of oatmeal, some cans of soup, a big bag of rice, some butter, and some almond milk, and that is all I have on the truck. Oh, I think I have a frozen breakfast sandwich too. That's it. So that's all I have, which is not bad. I mean, I could survive on that probably for a couple days, but I usually have a lot more food than that on the truck. Yeah, Jeff. The only state I haven't been to in a truck is Maine, and that's the only state I've never been to Maine either. So I plan on going to Maine in a special way when I do get off the truck, and I am actually gonna refuse. I actually would refuse any runs to Maine since it has become the only state in the lower 48 that I've never been to on a truck or in a car or in any other way. But I've done a lot of California runs. I started out in the Western 11 states, so those are, for the people you may know, but the people that may not know, the Western 11 is comprised of Montana, Idaho, Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, New Mexico, Arizona. Did I say, and California? I think is that 11? If that's not 11, oh, you know what? I missed one. Wyoming. That's probably 11. So I started out in the Western 11. So I've done a lot of California. I've done New York, not as much New York. I'm from New York, but I haven't been in New York in the truck as much as the western parts of the United States. I've done a lot of border stuff. I've been to Canada in the truck as well. I've had some fun interactions with customs, Canadian customs and American customs. I almost went over the Canadian border once by accident. Luckily, I was able to correct my mistake at the last possible minute, because that would have been a mess. I got offered a job a couple years ago that was U.S. Canada, and like I said, I've been to Canada in the truck. However, like this job was like heavy Canada. Like I would have been in Canada for 40, 50, 60% of the time or more, which is like unheard of for an American trucker. I know the Canadian truckers come down here a lot more than we go to Canada. I didn't take the job. The pay wasn't that great. It would have been a fun experience, but the pay wasn't there. Especially for like the risks I was taking, like driving a truck in another country, for me, I think is just risky on its own. But then driving a truck in Canada, which I'm not familiar with, in wintry conditions, that just adds a whole nother level of risk. And what they were going to pay me wasn't enough. It just wasn't nearly enough. Canadians are a hoot. I used to work with a Canadian. He was from, I don't know if I'm getting this right. I could be. I think he was from Newfoundland. If Newfoundland is in the northeast part of Canada, that's where. Well, he was from the northeast part of Canada. I'm not sure if that was from Newfoundland, but he was from like all the way up there. like the far reaches. Like this kid, yeah, he was a big boy. He was a big boy. Yeah, one of those guys you definitely want next to you in case there's a bar fight. Don't do it, Cadillac. Don't do it. You're gonna do it. I have to make a phone call, and it's a really important phone call, and I'm happy. I need like my full attention for it, and I'm really happy there's a rest area in 1 mile because I have to make the phone call in like 5 minutes. So yeah, I lost track of time with this stream. I've been out here for, I think, been driving for like 3 hours so far today. So not too bad. I really need some fuel. I'll be good for a while though. So I'm gonna stop at this rest area, and the stream is gonna end for right now, but I will bring it back in a bit, probably right after the phone call. But I do have to end the stream during the phone call. But I will be back with the stream, and probably the phone call's gonna be quick, so maybe as little as 10 minutes, but as long as about, I don't know, a half hour. Thank you everyone for watching, and try to tune in a little bit, because I'll be back. We will be back on the truck on the I-40 in Tennessee on our way to Nashville. Why is this rest area so packed? I'm not really sure. I wanted to go up there, but I'm not even sure there's parking up there. This guy is too far back too. It's okay though. He is too far back. I don't want to be too far back, so I think I'm good here. Okay, guys, like I said, I'll be back in a little while. What did you say here, Jeff? About the 4704, you got a ticket. They record Friday tickets to people. Wow. Okay, guys, I gotta go, but I'll be back in no longer than a half hour. I will see you guys soon. Thank you for watching.